Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the number 76 review of the Soda Pop playlist. That playlist and another review from it will pop up in the last 20 seconds of this video. So for this one, we will be taking a look at XXX root beer, which is a product of Indiana, so happens, and this product was sourced by Troy of Indiana at his local Rocket Fizz franchise. So it's 12 ounces, brown glass. We're going to take it over the desk, take a closer look at the packaging, and then we'll bring it back up top. Back in a moment. Okay, and here we are. So we'll start with cap, as is the usual as of late. All right. And then going down, you have a barcode there, and then the ingredients list, and then the trademark, etc., as to who bottles it. Now, they're not saying exactly who bottles it, but it is trademarked out of West Lafayette, Indiana. Fluid ounces, that's 355 milliliters for those overseas, and we're going this way. All right, and that's about it. I probably won't be able to tell if there is any sort of marking, Best Buy, etc., until we get some out of the bottle. As I said, although it is not a Rocket Fizz product, it is sold at Rocket Fizz. That's where Troy sourced it from. And we are taking it back up top. That sticker right there basically encompasses everything. There's nothing on the back, and there is nothing up top. So we'll take it back up top and see what I think. Okay, so the first test of this product is if this is a twist off. And I do not think it is. So, and was it? It was. I just destroyed a cap for no reason. But hey! Oh wow, this thing still doesn't want to come off though. Wow, that is a really strong root beer smell coming off that. Dissipating a little bit now. Still pretty darn strong, though. Now, this product is not going to have caffeine, as denoted on the front label. Not that I would expect it to. There are very few root beers that do have caffeine in them. In fact, even, like, major distribution stuff, like Mug and whatnot, usually don't have caffeine. The only one that stands out that does, in my mind, not saying it's the only one, but the only one that comes to mind off the top of my head would be Barks. Barks has bite. That's why it has bite, because it has caffeine. But compared to other, mass-produced soda, it's still even low. So, let's see what this is looking like. It's fizzy, but it's not like a real... It's not got as much carbonation as I thought it would. Wow, it's got like... It's not a bad smell. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just a really strong root beer smell. So, it's really dark stuff, as I sort of expected. Let's see. It's a really strong, regular, no deviation root beer. It's actually really good. Is making my lips a little bit sticky. But, you know, last week's review sort of stood out that it didn't do that. That's pretty common with this type of stuff. So it's I don't want to say plain Jane root beer, but it's a root beer. It's not a caramel root beer. It's not this root beer. Not that. It's just root beer. That said, it is not lacking in the flavor department. It's got a strong taste, a good taste, but a strong taste to it. Root beer, obviously, which goes sort of hand in hand with its pretty strong smell. I mean, some of this stuff, I've done stuff before. I can't remember if it was on here. There was one I know when I had the Patron that was a root beer, a natural root beer, and like it looked watery. You couldn't smell it, and the taste was sort of like non-existent. I mean, it was there, but you could not smell anything off it. No mistaking what this is. You don't have to taste it. Off the wider mouth of the glass, wow, that's root beer. That's really strong smelling root beer. So the flavor goes hand in hand with that. The flavor is pretty strong too. Again, not, strong in a bad way. It's just, yeah, it's root beer. And once you taste it, there's going to be no question in your mind what it is. So yeah, I mean, I sort of like the artwork they're going with. It's gluten free too. I mean, you know how I am about that stuff. That is always, tastes good, caffeine, no caffeine, but is it gluten free? And this is, so XXX passes that and checks that box. So this has been my review of XXX root beer in the 12-ounce brown glass bottle that I'm actually seeing something now, but it looks just like it's a lot number, but there is something, I don't know if it's going to show. So there's two numbers there, and the top one, it ends with a 23. So, the product was probably produced in sometime during 2023, which is fine for something like this. So this has been my review of XXX root beer. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy. I do hope you all are well. As always, do take care of yourselves, and God bless.